for every night. Can I belong to the tribe? Have I to come in the tribe?
Hey, mahalo, which here in Kauai actually means thank you on a little bit deeper level. And what I want to thank you for, outside of hitting the blog and sharing the blog and leaving comments down below, is all the people that reached out over the last few weeks. The last few weeks we wrote about MDCs and choices that you make with your time. And what was interesting is about half of the emails were direct and about a third of them were a little indirect. So about 80% wanted to know, how do you stay that motivated? You know, I haven't been successful. The business isn't fun for me yet. And how did you get motivated? How did you stay motivated? Well, if you've been a follower of this blog for a while, you know that I don't do motivational speeches. I haven't done one since the late 90s. Because they're pointless. Now, we'll leave that to the people that are peddling tools, to people that are inexperienced and fearful. What we do here is show you how the business works. But motivation is really important. And don't worry, this isn't a speech. I just don't give those. So let's write that down. Motivation. The reason that motivational speeches don't work is motivation actually means your motive in action. So how do you turn from a winner? I mean, a lot of people just went right out and said, you know, what did you do to get what you got? What did you do to get what you got? And we tell them all the same thing. It's not what we did, it's who we became, so that we do different things so that we can have different things. So let's break this word motivation down, and I'll show you how we went from losing and bankrupt in Boston to, you know, living our dream here in Hawaii. I'm going to take the MOT out. This kind of reminds me of, what was that movie with Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton? Night Shift, right? And we're going to take the Sean out, right? So what we're left with is the I. Okay, that's the I. And that's really what it centers around. It's got to center around you. Folks, nobody else can motivate you. All motivational speeches do is make us feel bad. We go home, we're all pumped up, nothing happens, and we feel terrible. And of course, the network marketing industry has all of that backwards. They're always talking about numbers and pin levels and volume, results, and the worst thing that you can do with your group or yourself is think about results. Just think about the right behaviors. So you want to get yourself motivated. It starts with the I. You've got to get better. For things to get better, you have to get better. For the team to get better, you've got to improve. The best way to improve the team is yourself, and that's really two things, what we call M and M, okay? This is mind and method. Now the methods obviously are the skills that we teach here. But you can have all the skills in the world. If you don't go out and talk to anybody, nothing's going to happen. So you've got to work on your mind. That's what's really important. This is what's going to drive the I. Now let me give you an example of how not to do it. What's your why in the business? Why do you want to do this business? Because, and I'm going to give you social proof, if you actually have a goal statement or a why statement or whatever anybody's calling it, rather than a purpose, if you look closely at that list, I guarantee 80 to 100% of the things on that list are about things that you actually don't want anymore. Credit card debt, the boss that you have. You can't build motivation based on what you do not want. Again, you can't build motivation based on what you do not want. You have to build it on purpose. Now, purpose actually comes from the Latin, but we're going to talk about it from another angle. Dharma. Dharma actually means living a life of purpose, so that you're living a life with purpose and on purpose that is of purpose. And you can't help other people until you help the I, help yourself. So let's get my high-tech eraser out here and break this down. You've got to find your Dharma. How did I find mine? Well, in 1971, I made the biggest mistake, the one that I regret the most in my life. And believe me, I've made some doozies since 1971. Hurt some people, been hurt by some people, make some bad business decisions. They're all paled in comparison compared to what happened in 1971 when I was personally trained by W. Clement Stone. He built the largest sales force and most successful sales force in history, and all 6 of the network marketing organizations that we built virtually overnight all came off his book, The Success System That Never Fails. Now, Stone met Napoleon Hill. And believe it or not, Hill was neither rich nor famous until he met Stone. Now, why do I regret 71? Stone personally trained me in 1971, and I was just too young to really understand. But the one thing he taught me is that Think and Grow Rich is not a book. Okay, it's an exercise. So I've put a link down there to the first chapter in it, and you've got to read that about desire so that you develop a purpose. It is not getting your credit cards paid off. It is not taking a vacation. It is not firing your boss or getting a better car. That's not a purpose. Those are all fear-based. They don't have anything to do with purpose in life. So you've got to develop a real purpose and goal statements and why do you want to do the business, and all that nonsense isn't going to do anything. So here's what happens. Here's the I. Right? Here's the I. Hey, we got all kinds of technical problems, lights falling down and everything else. You've got to be able to adjust, adapt, and improvise in network marketing. Okay, we're good, baby? Okay, we'll keep rolling. So here's the I, and now you're going to invest in your mind, and you're going to develop the methods. Again, these are the skills, okay? And this is the mind, and I've given you something for that already. Now, in 71, when I learned that from Stone, obviously just a little bit, and regret not learning more, I've made a study of this since 1993. And in October this year, what we're actually going to be doing is walking you through the 13 steps of that exercise. So make sure you're opted in on our list someplace if you want early notification. I'll put a link in the text down below this so we can take you through this exactly the way it was laid out. It's not a book. Because if you work on your inner self, and that's what you have to do. The I has to work on the inner self. You've got to get better for things to get better. You've got to change for things to change. And while everybody's heard that, nobody tells you how. In this October session we're going to run, we're actually going to show you how, and we're going to give you 3 videos. Okay, so make sure you're opted in on that list there for early release of the 3 skills and the 3 money-making areas in the business. So let's erase this a little bit so you can see it a little bit clearer. I'm using my new high-tech eraser, honey. Okay, so mind, you've got to feed the I every day. You've got to feed your dharma, your purpose. What do you want to do after all that stuff is taken care of? Read that chapter, those 2 chapters on desire. If you work on the inner, and this is method, those are the skills. The skills that you learn at the World's Laziest Networker will go up in value exponentially because you won't have to motivate yourself. And if you work on the inner and you dedicate yourself to learning this, that's how you become a winner. It's really simple. The I works on the inner and becomes a winner. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you're interested in us working with you hands-on and walking you through Think and Grow Rich, the exercise, not the book. The exercise, not the book. I want to challenge you personally to tell me that you're in down there. You want somebody that's been doing this for 20 years showing you what to do, because I want to tell you something. This is really important. You should be enjoying this business. You deserve to enjoy the benefits of the business, and you should be having fun with this business. If you're not having fun and you want somebody and a team of people to show you how to get this way, then let me know what you think, okay? That's how I feel about it. Peace be the journey, and we'll see you in the beaches of the world.